You just got off a sales call. You explained your framework perfectly, the prospect nodded along real politely, and then they dropped the infamous phrase, "That sounds amazing. I'm interested, but not right now." So you hang up and you end up telling yourself your pricing is too high, the market is tight, or your audience doesn't value real transformation. But what if your offer is fine? What if buyers aren't rejecting your price, but simply delaying a desire because they don't see the immediate value? I'm Tasha Randle, and before stepping into full-time entrepreneurship, I spent 15 years in corporate as a marketing and brand strategist, growing billion-dollar brands at companies like Procter & Gamble and Hallmark. And I know exactly what it takes to drive a buyer to take action. And I know the intense frustration that shows up when you have deep expertise, but then people will compliment it, but not actually pull out their credit cards to pay for it. I know it can be extremely frustrating because you're like, I know I can help these people. So why are sales feeling harder than they should? I also know that selling your expertise, especially when you're making the transition from corporate to entrepreneurship, is harder than most people actually tell you. That's exactly why I recorded a free audio guide called Why Sales Feel Harder Than They Should, so you can actually diagnose what's stalling your sales and start making progress on how to fix it. You can grab the link for it free using the link in the description. But right now, I want to help you understand specifically what is driving the fact that people are on your sales calls saying, "Not right now," or "Let me think about it." And at the end, I'm going to give you 3 practical steps that you can take today to fix it. But I want you to understand, when you launch an offer built around your deep expertise, it's easy to jump straight into selling the solution that's obvious to you. And you talk about the aspirational, desirable state, thinking that's going to attract in all the leads. But desires are incredibly easy to delay because there's no pressing reason to fix it today. Life gets in the way, money gets a little bit tight, and the prospect thinks, I want that. That sounds good, but maybe I'll wait until next year. Maybe I'll wait until my situation is more desirable. But frustrations, on the other hand, create immediate urgency because when there is a very real pain point that is happening right now that's causing active friction in a buyer's life, they don't delay. I want you to remember, people put out fires first, and desires are easier to delay. So you might be selling the ultimate transformation that's the exact solution that this person needs, but your buyer is actually searching for immediate relief from their very present pain right now. And if the buyer can't immediately see how your solution solves their immediate problem, it creates what I call a communication disconnect. You are trying to serve them up the exact same thing that will give them relief, but the way it's being communicated, the dots aren't connecting. Their brain is like, do not compute. This is something I'll delay. And so if your messaging only appeals to the long-term desire, you constantly end up hearing, not right now, or maybe later, because in their mind, there's zero cost to them waiting. Think about your house. You might be in the mindset of, hey, I know I eventually need to replace my roof. It's a desire that you have. It's something that you have on your list of things to do. But you're likely not going to call a roofer today to fix that if it's not something that has a very pressing need. However, if there's a storm that hits and you woke up and there's a slow drip of water coming through your ceiling, you're going to call a roofer ASAP. You're not going to wait because a leaking roof is an act of frustration. So you're willing to pay for it right now because the pain of inaction is too high. You want it solved immediately. And the bigger the leak is, the bigger price you're willing to pay to fix it with even more urgency. Another example, taking it to straight business of somebody selling a service. One of my clients is an operations strategist, and one of the things that she was communicating to founders was that she helps them ensure that their teams are set up for success, which may be true. And the founder, in theory, is, yeah, that sounds good. Most founders would say, absolutely, I want to ensure that my teams are set up for success. But it's not necessarily the thing that they're choosing to invest in right now. So we shifted her messaging to focus on the immediate frustration of her ideal buyer, who's a founder who has grown a team and has scaled in terms of the people that they have helping them deliver the work, but they still feel like right now they're making all the decisions point back to them, and their team isn't moving fast enough. And so they start wondering, what am I even paying for? Because I have the team that I'm paying for, but somehow I'm still in all the weeds of the business. So we shifted her messaging to focus on how she helps teams get the work done right the first time without the founder being in the weeds, so they can finally take a real vacation. How she does that technically is helping set the team up for success and making sure they have the right SOPs, making sure that the roles and responsibilities and all those things are clear. But if she leads with that, that sounds in theory good and desirable, but it doesn't solve the immediate pain point of like the founder is trying to figure out, why am I in the weeds on everything? I wish my team could just take it and go and get it done right without me having to make all the decisions and have to have all this oversight. So the strategic truth that I want you to anchor in and remember today is that you have to relieve their immediate pain before they can dream. You must sell the fire extinguisher first. And once the fire is out and they trust you, then you can help them build the dream house. So stop taking not right now as a personal rejection of your worth. Because I know it can be a hit and you're like, why is this not working? It's not a personal rejection of your worth. It's really a messaging problem driven by the value not being as clear as you think it is. And I want you to stop trying to tweak your offer and start translating it into immediate relief of their problem. Here's the exact 3-step blueprint to fix your messaging today. First, I want you to identify what's your leaking roof. Write down your buyer's active symptoms. What is the exact urgent pain point they are complaining about today? Get into their lived reality. Step 2, map out your version of the fire extinguisher. Map your methodology directly to that symptom and make sure you clearly connect the dots on how the deep transformation you provide acts as the immediate relief for that specific urgent problem that they have. Don't make them connect any dots. Make it clear. And then step 3, I want you to rewrite your hook. So look at your website headline, your opening pitch and social post, wherever you have your messaging out there, or even just in conversation, how you talk to people. Remove the long-term aspirational text that sounds good in theory and replace it with the immediate relief that you can provide for their lived reality and pain points and frustrations that they have today. And I can promise you, when you make the value obvious, sales get easier. If you're a faith-led or mission-driven founder, tired of hearing, let me think about it, and you want to reposition your service so premium buyers act immediately, you can click the link in the description and download the Why Sales Feel Harder Than They Should audio guide. And I'll see you in the next video.